you. Good evening, everyone.
It's
Greg
not.
Zimmerman from Washington High School. Just to let you know, the school's still there. Things are going well. There's the good one. No, things really are going well. Thank you for your support of our election last November. That's going to make a huge impact on the campus. In fact, we are looking at this May an entire cafeteria renovation. We haven't had a building renovation like this on the campus in a long, long time, and it's going to do wonderful things for our kids, being able to serve lunch in a completely different way. It's going to look entirely different, and it's going to make our cafeteria a lot more efficient. We're really looking forward to that big change. So that's the big construction change we're going to have later this spring. We love when you can come to events. Some things that are coming up are the play, the Big School Musical Grease, April 14th, 15th, and 16th. So keep that in mind. They do a phenomenal job in the theater, and it's great to have people in the audience that appreciate good theater, and they'll do that for you. Our cheer team qualified through USA Cheer to go to nationals, so they're going to nationals in Anaheim in March. So yeah, it's a great thing for them. They've put in a tremendous amount of time. Coach Reagan Schwartz has done a phenomenal job with the team, and our 5-man cheer team is well, looking forward to doing well there. As you know, we've got AZ merit testing coming up with the kids. All that's in place and ready to go, and we're looking forward to that. And Washington is still going along just fine. Things are really good at the campus. And if you have any questions about the school, I'd love to answer them for you. Other than that, we're looking forward to seeing you at some things. Baseball today just beat Cortez. Tennis just won. JV softball was there. They won. So we're off to a winning way already. It's really exciting for me. Does anybody have any questions that I can answer for you about school? All right. Well, I hope to see you at some of our things. We'll have concerts.
Dates again?
The play Grease will be April 14, 15, and 16. So pay your taxes and then come up and see the play. Yeah.
What time are the baseball games?
Baseball starts at 4 o'clock, and those games are on our website. So I think it's washington.ghsdaz.org. You can look us up, and under athletics, you'll find the schedules for the games. But yeah, baseball's got a new uniform. You got to go see it. Somebody else? Yeah.
Yeah, our son is a freshman at the school. We love the school, by the way. Thank you. And so there was that unfortunate incident at the high school out in Glendale.
Over at Independence, yeah.
Over in Independence a couple weeks ago. So what did Washington do to address that?
What have we done to address it as far as our students? Or
Yeah, did you have a forum with the students, and did you make counselors available for the?
Our counselors have been available for the kids if they've needed that. We haven't had very many self-reporting, that kind of thing. We've did some things for Independence. We had a red, white, and blue day. They had a huge banner up, we support you, and the kids were signing that banner to send over to Independence to let them know. I worked at Independence for 19 years, so it's, yeah, I'm very familiar with where all this took place and what was going on. Many of my friends still work there. It's a very difficult time for them. Pam's son was there, and a very difficult time. Our students seem to have done okay with understanding that that's there, we're here. We have looked at our own emergency plans as to what we would do in various situations of crisis, either on campus or in the community. We have plans in place for that. Number one thing, and it's the one thing they did right away at Independence, is they went into lockdown immediately, and that really is, let's put all the kids and all the staff away, put them in a safe place, so then we can manage the situation. And that's what they did there. That's what we would do, that same thing, and then figure out what to do next. So it's school safety is a real big issue. It's across the country. There are lots of things happening at schools. We feel like we have taken pretty good steps to make sure we know what we're going to do in whatever situation. We could have a car wreck on Glendale Avenue that could cause us to lock down if it's messy. I mean, it's that kind of a thing that we want to be careful with. Yeah.
My son graduated last year from Washington, and I volunteered for 4 years while he was there. And I have another daughter who's going to a school in a different district, and I can tell you the district as a whole, one thing they do right is they don't overreact. Because we run the risk of overreacting when something like that happens, because
Sure.
when it's on the news and when it's local, it feels like we're always in danger. It's on the news because it's rare. And I always appreciated that they didn't overreact. I think that the district my daughter goes to school at does a poor job. So I question the
Thank you. Yeah, and we're sensitive to the kids, but we also, like she says, we don't want to put too much too soon. Yeah.
What's your feeling on the fact that they're talking about allowing guns on campus?
For teachers?
For teachers,
Or I just barely saw it on the news.
That's at the university.
Oh, university?
yeah, it's a big university thing. I don't think it would happen at our campuses. And teenagers are not equipped enough to handle weapons on their own. I mean, if they want to go somewhere to a range and with an adult and do all that kind of stuff, that's one thing, but on their own, they're not equipped.
Yeah.
Not close, yes.
And a lot of times the guns are available by their parents, and their parents are working, and they know where the guns are.
Yeah, I mean, how they get guns is a variety of ways, but yes, that's certainly one way that people have access to weapons, whether they're youth or adults. I mean, we've had plenty of adult shootings. Unfortunately, shooting in society has become far too commonplace.
Like punching somebody in the nose used to be.
Yeah, where there's just too much, it's become way, I mean, every news story every day is a new one, it seems, and it's tragic. The whole situation's tragic. And we believe our best line of defense is teachers in classrooms building relationships with kids to help them and understand them. And when they are in crisis, whether it's here at home or in their own social world, that they have somebody that they're connected to that's an adult that can help them find a way to get through that crisis that they're in. So we believe that the relationships that teachers are building with kids in classrooms are really our best way to make sure the kids are safe.
I was thinking the parents would lock them up and go and keep them locked up so the kids can't get over.
You would hope, yes. You would hope. People do things that they, I'm sure, regret. Yes.
Eric, do you think the time will ever come when we're gonna end up having metal detectors for going through every day at school?
I don't think that's an imminent thing, to be honest with you. I think if you look at the number of students that attend school, the
It's
number of
almost
days and you do the
impossible.
math, it's a pretty rare event. It's a pretty rare event. And the unfortunate incident that happened in Independence could have happened in a park, in a driveway, at a house. It really was not endangering the other kids at the school. There were only really 2 kids in danger that day. And it's unfortunate those 2 kids, do not get me wrong, this is a horrible, horrible tragedy. It's a horrible thing that's happened. But the rest of the school population was heading downstairs. I would venture most of them were already downstairs in that facility when that happened. So really they were not in danger. We have more situations for us. Our lockdowns are much more geared towards there's been a police action somewhere and that vehicle is traveling to the freeway, or it's getting off the freeway and traveling somewhere else near the school. And we've had to lock down for those reasons. But the on-campus thing is not very common. Any other questions?
Just wondering if all the homeless is a problem for the high school, or do you have to keep chewing them all day?
No, it's occasional. It's occasional somebody's up by a... We're locked up pretty good at night. Occasionally we get somebody come through. Not very often. So that's not been a real issue for us. Yes?
What's your first name again? Is it Zimmer or Zimmerman?
Zimmerman. Eric.
Move it down.
C.
See.
Nice try. Well, thanks for all your questions and your concerns. I will tell you, we're a safe place. We have very, very limited discipline issues. It really is, and I know I'm probably like a PR guy for the school, but I would tell you if there was a problem. We are not having significant issues at all. School is great. Kids learn more than they ever have. They think more than they ever have. They're doing more with what they're learning than they have in a long, long time. So don't listen to everything on the news. Come and ask us how things are, and we'll tell you from a classroom perspective what's really going on. It would be nice if we were a little more funded. I'm not going to lie about that. We're not paying for the things we say are important, but if we did, we'd be a little farther along. Yes.
Does the desegregation funding issue going on at the Capitol right now, is that possibly going to affect the district? Do you guys get a lot of deseg money?
Yes. That would affect the district, yes. I don't have a dollar amount, but I understand it would be like not passing an override.
So if people have free time, maybe they could call down to the legislators and...
Yes, if you wanted to contact your legislators about not changing that formula, that would be beneficial. There's also a teacher experience index that some want to go away, and what that does is if you have a faculty of veteran teachers that have been in the system and the pay scale longer, their salaries would naturally be higher. So there's an index, teacher experience index, that would allow you to have a little bit more funding to take care of the fact that you have veteran teachers and you've been working with teachers and keeping them on your staff, which is generally a very good thing. Well, they want to eliminate that money. But they're not cutting the classroom. I'm a little political sometimes, but yeah, I mean, you can, okay, this is just me as a guy now, not the school guy. There are a lot of ways schools are funded. There are a lot of avenues for money, and there's a lot of streams there. And you can say we're not making a cut to the classroom, and that might be factual, but it might not be completely truthful. Because if you take away excess utility funding, well, that $6 million has got to come from somewhere. And yes, you didn't directly cut the classroom, but if you cut $6 million out of a district budget, it comes from somewhere. You still have to pay the bills. You still have to do the work. So be very open when people are discussing education, because right now they're discussing it in a variety of ways with a variety of language, including saying public school, which most of us believe is school boards, public schools like Washington, like Maryland, like you see, and that's not always what they're talking about. So just be very aware of the education talk and how that comes about. All right, I'm back to the school guy. So school's great, and we're looking forward to a great spring season. Our sports, like I said, are off to a good start, and we're excited. Yes, sir?
Teachers get paid by students in class that day?
No. The district does get paid by its full student count, but that's taken at a single day, not every day in the classroom.
My son went down to, that one's closed down there, 19th Avenue, huh?
Uh-huh.
What's the name of that one road down there? West Side?
West?
Huh?
West side?
Yeah, he went there, and he skipped some classes. And I was called in there and they told me, I was shocked at it, that school, if he's there, I'll graduate him. I'll graduate him, but he has to be here before I can do that. Whether he learn anything or not, he has to be here because I guess they got paid per student per class.
No, not so much.
That would not be the case today, but if we can't graduate somebody that doesn't show up because we can't teach them if they're not in the room. Now, if they're there and they're learning, we're happy to be working with them, and we work with kids. But yeah, but that's a different funding formula, sure.
Okay.
Shocked to me.
Any more questions for Mr. Zimmerman?